are listening to the most original talk radio station anywhere. We are LA Talk Radio at latalkradio.com.
Watch out for the pigs. Watch out for the pigs.
You're listening to Oscar's Guitar Shop with Oscar Jordan, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
You're right.
Funny how? What?
Just, you're funny.
Let me understand. Maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh.
I'm sure we're gonna run into them.
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Just, you know how you tell a story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker. I almost had him. You stuttering prick. Yeah. Frankie, was he shaking?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Oscar's Guitar Shop. My name is Oscar Jordan, and you know that. And I am burdened with glorious purpose. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. You can tell because people are applauding. They can see the gladness in my face, and they applaud that. They don't have rich lives, so they just clap spontaneously at all times. Hey now. This is very cool. This is our 3,000th episode. Actually, not really. But it's kind of like that. We have a really cool show for you. Interesting guests. But first, before we get to that, I would like to thank special people. And they are special. I don't mean like Special Olympic-style people. I mean people like Vince Dickinson and Alex Sadowski. Vince and Alex contributed to Oscar's Guitar Shop. They went to my website at oscarsguitarshop.com, and then what they did was they pushed the donations to the show button, and they gave me money out of their wallets. They reached deep inside. They blew the dust off, all those big stacks and wads of cash, and then they transmitted it to me to help the show. It goes to the show. It helps overhead production costs, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much, you guys. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
That's right. I can dig it because I'm happy. When people send me money, I am happy, and I can use all the help I can get. Got to keep this train rolling. We got some cool guests, and we got some surprises in future episodes. You won't believe mind-blowing stuff. Mind-blowing. Oscar's Guitar Shop is powered by True Tone Music. Visit them at truetonemusic.com, making your music come to life. Also, Mojave Ampworks. Visit the Oasis of Tone at mojaveampworks.com. Find out what Peter Frampton, Billy Gibbons, and George Lynch are talking about. mojaveampworks.com. And now, it's time. Boston's own Ethan Brosh is a nimble-fingered Shredosaurus Rex. He's a graduate of the Berklee College of Music and is living proof that shred is not dead. He plays classical repertoire as well as his own high-octane instrumental music and burns brightly with inhuman intervallic intensity, grace, and passion. His debut album on Magna Carta Records, Out of Oblivion, came out in 2009 to rave reviews and features Mike Mangini of Dream Theater on drums and appearances by guitarists George Lynch, Greg Howe, and Joe Stump. You can also hear him in the band Angels of Babylon, and his new solo album, Live the Cool Dream, will be out when it's good and ready. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the man of the hour with all the power, the woman's pet, and the man's regret, Mr. Ethan Brosh. Hey. That's for you, Ethan. Hey, Ethan, you there?
I am here.
Hey, it's you, Ethan. Ethan is actually on a Chinese barge going across the Red Sea in China. He's traveling, and he's on the phone right now. And I'm just very happy to get him because he's a busy man on the road a lot. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm actually on a boat right now, and I'm waiting to get off of it right now. So, yeah, crazy schedule, as you can imagine. You know, like you never know where you're gonna end up when you're a guitar player. So
this is true.
So here we are.
And here we are. So you're on tour right now, and you just you play for the masses. Is that correct?
Yeah. Only I just finished the tour. I just got off the tour, and I'm just right now I'm playing somewhat locally in the New England area.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I just finished the Malmsteen Spellbound tour. And it was a Spellbound tour for him. It was the Live the Dream tour for me. And yeah, we just we spent 5 weeks on the road. We did 25 shows in America and Canada, and we had a blast. It was just amazing.
Now this is with your own band, not Angels of Babylon, correct?
Yeah, what I did was I split the tour into 2 parts. And for the first half of it, I played with my own band, the Ethan Brosh Band, which is an instrumental band.
Mm-hmm.
Which you just heard a new song called Clean Slate. That's off of my new record, and that's what I did for the first half of the Inva tour. And for the second half, I played with my other band, which is called Burning Heat. And Burning Heat is a band that has a singer, and it's like a hard rock and roll type band. It's all original, and it's just a band that will hopefully bring some fun back into rock.
Yeah. Do you have anything recorded yet with Burning Heat?
We just finished recording a 5-song EP, and it was like something that we did pretty much through the tour. And we're gonna go back to the studio and do a full-length album pretty soon.
Very, very cool. I can't wait to hear that because I really dig your playing. And I'm going to be totally honest with you because I'm a straight shooter, as everyone knows. I'm a straight shooter.
Yep.
I had never heard of you up until about a month and a half ago. And then I was on the gear page, and this guy goes, man, you got to get Ethan on the show. And I'm like, who's Ethan? He goes, man, you go to YouTube and you check him out, right? So I go, all right, because, you know, I write for Guitar Magazine, so I've heard of everybody, or I get to interview everybody. So I went and checked out this video of you playing guitar on stage with George Lynch, and you guys are ripping it, and I'm like, oh, my God, this dude is bad. I was, like, so impressed. I was like, damn, and you were, like, smoking, man, and you and George trading, going back, and you know, George is George, man, but the tune was great, and I know it's your tune. And it was just, you know, I was really, really impressed. And this guy who's a fan of yours, I hope I told him to call in because I hope he'll call in. And so he really turned.
Yeah, and that was a fun day. I can tell you that it was really fun. And that happened exactly a year ago when we shot the video but the tune itself, we recorded it like a long time ago, maybe 5 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote that tune probably 13 years ago now.
And the song is called Downward Spiral, correct?
Downward Spiral, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to play it later on in the show, so you'll check it out. But I mean, yeah, it's a well shot video, and I like the way the theme of it is and the vibe of it. And then it's just you and the great camera work, and it's you guys just ripping it up and just great tune.
Yeah, I'm very happy about it. And then, I mean, there's a long story behind that video and how we had to, like, figure it out, because this was Lynch Mob were on tour when we shot that video. And actually, I opened for Lynch Mob with my band Burning Heat. And, you know, they had a day off the next day, and that's when we had the opportunity to shoot video. But it was crazy trying to figure everything out last minute, and we winged so many things. And I'm actually really, really proud of the results, considering what we had to do.
Yeah. You still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
What's awesome. I just want to be clear about something, because I want to make sure there is no confusion. The vocal band that you're in is Burning Heat. Is Angels of Babylon still around?
Angels of Babylon is still around. I recently left Angels of Babylon, but we are going to be releasing the second record pretty soon, which I'm still on. I only play guitar solos and nylon string guitar on that record.
Right.
But it is a great record. Ryan wrote some great songs for this one, and it's going to be released on a record label from Italy called Scarlet Records. Mm-hmm. And I think it's due to be released sometime in the summer. I'm not too sure at the moment, but it will be a great record, and I think it's actually some of like my best lead playing on that album, so pretty proud of that too.
Well, if it's anywhere near as good as the first one, I really dig it. And Dave Elfson from Megadeth is the bass player for you in that band. That was cool.
That was for the first record, yeah.
He's not on the second record.
I'm sorry?
He's not on the second record, correct?
He's not on the second Angels of Babylon record, but he's actually on my second instrumental record that's going to be released sometime soon.
Very cool.
Yeah, Dave Elson is a friend of mine, and I love working with him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I met him. They did a thing with one of his endorsement deals. We did a big interview with him a few years back. Cool. So this is a tangent, because I'm all about the tangent. But how did Yngwie treat you on the road?
The obvious question. All I'm going to say about that is that Yngwie was really nice to me. So
yeah,
that's I try to being on the road. It's like you're mostly on highways most of the time, and then you get to a venue and there's sound check and there's a bunch of stress and whatever, and that's pretty much it. So I try to really give him his space and stay out of his way. But I've had a bunch of interactions with him, and he's never been rude to me or anything like that. He's always been nice, and he appreciated my playing, which for me was a huge thing. Getting Yngwie's approval is not something to be taken very lightly.
Yeah, I know, because he's very. I'll put it gently and I'll say he's very forthcoming. He he says what's on his mind, and he's very he just says it.
Yeah, he's
not a bullshit artist. He's no bullshit artist. He will tell you what he thinks of you.
Exactly, and if Yngwie gives you a compliment, he means that. He would not say it otherwise. And Yngwie, I was just really happy that I got to the point where Yngwie could actually hear me play, and actually he didn't think that I was another one of his ripoffs, because there are too many of them out there, and I've always tried to avoid and dodge that bullet.
Right.
It's sometimes really tempting to go and play fast harmonic minor, over some of those riffs, but it's like you gotta be careful. Yngwie had already done it, and he's the king at doing it. I mean, he's the absolute best at what he does. So why even go there? You know what I mean?
So true. Got to do your own thing. And he has given careers to so many people, and namely his clones. So there's that.
That's true.
He created a whole industry of people getting employed and touring and making money just from being himself. And he didn't do it on purpose, but there you go.
And that's true. And he doesn't really get much credit.
He doesn't get in. He gets crap constantly. He gets crap. And I just read his book, and I've interviewed him, and I have my own perspective.
You did?
Oh yeah, I've interviewed him a couple times. He's always been cool with me, and I read his book, and it's interesting. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Yngwie. I want to talk about you.
I haven't read the book yet. I'm dying to read it. It must be really interesting.
It's very good. It's very good. It's got everything you would want in a rock memoir. It's got all the pain and the suffering and the ups and the downs and the road and the evil managers and the debauchery and everything. It's great. But this is not the Yngwie Malmsteen show, Ethan Brosh. This is about you, and I want to talk about some of your early influences that contributed to your style. Who are some of the first guys you were listening to?
Well, I mean, it depends how far you want to go back. I mean, when I was a young kid, I heard Bach for the first time, and I was like hooked on that, and that pretty much made me want to be a musician in the first place. And I started playing piano for a couple of months, and I quit. I had like an old woman teacher, and I just didn't dig it. But later on, once I discovered Iron Maiden, that was it for me. So Iron Maiden was and still is my favorite band, and probably always will be that way. And they made me want to pick up the electric guitar, and that's what I did. So definitely Iron Maiden is an early influence, and I would still say they're an influence, like the songwriting is just phenomenal, and the tones and the production, and Adrian Smith's playing is amazing. So it all comes back to Iron Maiden. But then, of course, I found out about all the 80s metal bands, and then, as far as guitar players, of course, Yngwie Malmsteen and George Lynch and Greg Howe that I really love, and, J.Q. Lee, and just so many of them, Andy Timmons and Jason Becker and Paul Gilbert, and
I was just going to say, I hear a little bit of Paul Gilbert in your playing too, but it's not the same, but I can hear a couple of licks here and there, but you've really done your own thing with it all the way, man. It sounds great.
Thank you.
Speaking of George Lynch, I want to play this cut. This is the song that we were talking about earlier. It's called Downward Spiral, and it's from your album Out of Oblivion. Oh my God, that was insane.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
Hell yeah, man. That was awesome, man.
That was a lot of notes right there.
Just the right amount of notes.
You had the album version.
That was very cool, man. I love, man. You got some. You got the legato going on. You got the alternate picking, man. You got it all going on, man. It's awesome, man.
Thank you.
And I can hear the influences, but you've kind of gelled them and you've made it your own, man. And that's what it's all about.
Thanks. And this one was written and recorded a long time ago. That's from my first album. So, I like to say that I'm like my style is probably like getting a little bit more unique as time goes by. So, second album is something I'm pretty excited about right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard the tracks that you sent me from the new album. I can hear the difference. You've grown a lot. Who are you listening to currently that's inspiring you, and kind of what direction is that taking in terms of your compositions?
Well, I listen to a lot of things, and a lot of things that I've always listened to. It just depends on like the period of time. Like I listen to a lot of Van Halen nowadays. Another guitar player that I'm very, very much into is Tommy Emmanuel.
Oh yeah,
known for his acoustic guitar playing, but it's just like I can't imagine of anyone being better than that guy. It's just like he's the absolute total package, the ultimate total package, I would say.
Yeah, and he's very melodic and so tuneful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's a nice guy.
That's beautiful. But yeah, when you play guitar for over 50 years and you tour like 330 dates a year, and you play all the time, maybe you're bound to be good.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, you know what? I was watching one of your videos, and I realized that you and I have something in common. Something that binds us as two human beings on this planet. And do you know what that is, Ethan Brosh?
What is it?
I will tell you what it is right now. You used to play a Fender HM Strat.
Yeah, I just played one on the Howe Malmsteen tour.
That used to be my guitar back in the day. I was a big Greg Howe guy, and that's what I had.
Funny you should say that because I'm carrying one on my back as we speak.
Is that the hot pink one?
Yeah, the hot pink one is on my back along with another Strat, so I'm carrying two guitars right now.
I had a white one with the black hardware and everything, and that was cool. I collected. I had about 4 of them back in the 90s, and I love those guitars. And I kind of moved away because I started getting into thicker, big fatter necks, But I love those guitars, and they just and Greg back in the day when he was coming out in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, that was his first axe that everyone saw him with, and I'm a big fan, and so I got one, and it worked for me too.
Wow, yeah, those guitars are so nice. I love them.
Well, tell me what kind of on the road, what kind of rig are you playing through? What's your amp of choice nowadays?
Everything by ISP Technologies. That is a great company that makes the best guitar product. Basically, the guy that was the founder of Rocktron. His name is Buck Waller. But, after maybe like 18 years with Rocktron, he sold the company and he started another company called ISP Technologies. And they have an amplifier called the Theta. There's a head version of it, there's a rack mount version of it, and now they just came out with a brand new the Theta pedal, which sounds just like the head. It's like it's a preamp pedal, and it's just like if you're looking for like a distortion pedal in your pedal board, it will not get any better than that. That's for the best tone you can possibly have. It's a brand new pedal. I was the very first one to play it on the Yngwie tour. And actually we're going to do a Sweetwater event on the 26th of this month. So yeah, I have a very good relationship with this company. I've had a relationship with them for a few years, and they've always been really great. They're really good people, and those engineers are just geniuses, and they make a really great guitar amplifier. And like the tone of it is it's so good because you can dial in any frequency that you're looking for. Like you'll never sit there and be thinking like, I'm missing some bass or I'm missing some mids or whatever. You can really find all the frequencies you're looking for, and it's just like it sounds just beautiful. So yeah, on tour right now, I just had like 4x12 speaker cabs and like the new Theta pedal. And
now you say Theta. How do you spell that?
It's Theta.
Oh, Theta.
Theta. Theta, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like going to be like feta cheese.
Oh, no.
Theta. Theta?
Theta.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, the Theta. And then there's the new steel power amps, which are really, really tiny. It's almost like a half rack size power amp, and it's extremely loud, and it's a stereo power amp. So you can like literally nowadays with that gear can take a small pedal and you can take like a small power amplifier and like get a couple of like 4x12 cabs and you'll have a gigantic tone. It's ridiculous.
Wow, that sounds. I got to come check you out live, man. I hope you come to LA anytime soon. I would love to come check you out and see what you got.
Yeah.
What else do you have on the floor in terms of effects, guitar effects?
Well, just like if I do use a pedal board, a lot of times I'll use like MIDI rack units. But if I just use pedals, I try to keep it simple, just like, just delay and chorus and just like something to boost the frequencies for like, boost the volume for solos and, some reverb.
What are you using as a boost?
I'm sorry?
What are you using as a boost?
Actually just using like a 10-band EQ, so I can actually change the tone a little bit once I go into a solo.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can control the volume going into it and out of it.
Nice.
I'm just using an MXR EQ, but I don't have a deal with MXR, so
okay.
So you didn't hear that from me.
Well, after this show, you just might. So there you go. You're going to get lots of toys. MXR Distortion Pluses and all that come in the mail. All these boxes will be in front of your doorstep when you get home.
Well, yeah, they should, Like,
hell yeah. What kind of delay are you using?
Yeah, they make some nice stuff. I got to admit it.
What kind of delay are you using?
Delay I'm using is a Digitech delay. For some reason, Digitech sometimes has a bad reputation for some reason, like some people don't think that they make good effects or something, and it's total like as far as guitar effects, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do good stuff. They've been around for a long time. I did some reviewing on their Hardwire series, and it was good fun stuff. And speaking of fun stuff, check this out. This is this next song I'm going to play. The title is from one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Blade Runner from the album Out of Oblivion, starring Greg Howe. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sausage Fest. Yes. Hey, why are there so many guys here? I don't know. Somebody's shredding on stage, that's why. True Tone Music is a virtual candy store for guitarists and bass players. They're world famous for having the best selection of new, used, and vintage guitars in the Los Angeles area. Located at 714 Santa Monica Boulevard in the city of Santa Monica, True Tone Music offers the widest selection of exceptionally high-quality guitars and basses. They stock name brands like Fender, Gibson, Guild, Epiphone, Gretsch, and much, much more. They probably have an HM Strat there somewhere, so if you know what's good for you, you'll get the guitar that Ethan Brosh plays as well as Greg Howe and what Oscar used to play when he was young and masculine. It's where the top names in the music industry shop for guitars, basses, amps, boutique pedals, and accessories. Whether you want to buy, sell, trade, get guitar lessons, or repairs, True Tone Music super cool staff is there to make your dreams come true. They'll also match any online price and back it up with top-notch customer support and service. Visit them online at TrueToneMusic.com or call 310-393-8232. That's 310-393-8232. Walk up to the counter. Say, "Where's Ken?" Okay, they'll get Ken. Ken comes to the counter. You go, "Hey, Ken, Oscar says you can get me an HM Strat. Can you do that for me?" Ken says yes. He does it, and then you give him money. He gives you the HM Strat, and then you're finally happy. And that's the way it works, right? Exactly, that's how it works. Because Oscar says that's the way it works, and I am the reality of your universe. Hey, Ethan. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for calling back. So how did you hook up with Greg Howe on this?
Well, with Greg Howe, actually, years ago, I took some lessons with him back when he used to be in Pennsylvania. And I was working on Out of Oblivion at the moment, and I just asked him to play on it. And he was kind enough to do it. He's a very, very nice guy. And listening back to Blade Runner right now, I haven't heard him in a while. Just like the one thing that kept coming to my mind was just, man, that Greg Howe is a good guitar player.
I know. I know, it's freakish. He's just totally underrated. He should, I don't know, he should be a household name in terms of guitar players, if you ask me. So unique. Came out of the Shrapnel camp.
He should be super famous, and Justin Bieber should be washing dishes if it was up to me.
You're right. Greg Howe should have his own movie company and talk show and cooking show and wine show and guitar show. He's amazing. He's one of my heroes.
I'll vote for him if he runs for presidency.
I know, I'd vote for him too, man. So so he brings a whole unique thing, and what's great is that you guys complement each other really well on that song. You can hear who's who.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
And it's a good tune too. How do you put together these songs? Do you obviously you start off with a riff, but there's a lot of compositional elements, and there's a lot of sections to this song. How do you do that
Well, basically, I try not to force it, so I'll be just messing around with the guitar, and and maybe here and there, an idea will just spark, like an idea for a melody or an idea for a riff or something like that. Something that has a little bit of magic to it. Something that you can't really sit down and force out. You just it has to stick to you one day.
Right.
That's the base for the whole tune.
Yeah, Ethan, I'm losing you a little bit. Are you somewhere where you can get the tower just right? Get the angle of the tower.
Pretty much. We're parking right now, so hopefully this will be it. Isn't
technology amazing?
Oh yeah.
We're talking to each other, and you're in transit. Do you record your basic ideas on say something like a handheld digital recorder, or do you go right to Pro Tools, or do you have GarageBand? What are you using?
Nowadays I'm using Pro Tools. I've decided I gave in and I decided, all right, that's what everyone's using, and that's where technology is. Have to like do, I guess, what everyone else is doing. Until now, like, I mean, for example, with Out of Oblivion was very basic. Was something that I just had a 16-track digital recorder, and that's how I would work for years. And it worked out for me, but it was time to upgrade, I guess.
Yeah.
So now I'm a Pro Tools sucker just like everyone else.
There you go. Now, you have been playing quite a while, but you also went to Berklee, correct?
I did, yes.
What was that experience like for you?
I loved it because that was also the time that I first moved to the United States, which was the reason why I moved here.
And you're from Israel, correct?
Yes. Yeah. And I was born in upstate New York, but up in Israel. And yeah, I mean, going to Berklee was it's such a great memory, and it's one of the reasons why I'm still in Boston. I just feel very close to that place because like I think there's anywhere else where you find a group of maybe 4,000 musicians. Everyone that you're gonna see around that school is a musician, and most of them are very good. The teachers are ridiculous musicians, the students are very good musicians, and it's such a great environment. And in the summer, I teach at Berklee, and I'm about to start again. And I need it as a musician. I need to go back there in the summer because once I'm back around Berklee, it's like, like you start thinking about music and playing music basically 24/7, and just like the whole environment inspires you to just keep working on better musician.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you could. Yeah, I could see that. I've gone to some camps like that, and it's 24/7, and you're around guitar players, and you're sharing ideas constantly. Now, you're a faculty member. What classes do you teach there?
Yeah, I teach a lot of private lessons, and I teach a lot of groups. So, I try to teach what the students want me to teach them, basically.
They'll say, "Can you teach me the entire Out of Oblivion album?" That's what they want, right? But so you teach them whatever they want, huh? Two-handed topping and string skipping and all that stuff, huh?
Well, yeah, but I do try to talk a lot about music theory and also songwriting and things like that, and melody writing and all kinds of stuff like that guitar players don't always talk about, and it's extremely important because they don't really need me to show them like how to sweep or do string skipping, and then you can go on YouTube and learn it by yourself, like everyone does it. But hopefully when they come to me, I can add some value to their playing in a different way, and because a lot of those kids, they'll come in and they learn all those pyrotechnics, from the internet, but there's not necessarily a lot of knowledge behind it, and that's when they take the step of coming to Berklee, and hopefully this is something that I help them with.
Wow, that's great, man. Well, hey, I really appreciate it. That's I was going to ask you a burning question, but you did, man. You talked about getting into other things besides the stuff that you can learn off the internet, and I'm grateful. Hey, it's a good thing. Thanks for that.
You got a lot of people there.
There's tons of people here. They slept outside waiting for you. Well, that's our show. I'd like to thank our guest, Ethan Brosh. Set mind to purpose and visit him at ethanbrosh.com and purchase every piece of music he has ever written. We'd also like to thank our guests and sponsors, True Tone Music at truetonemusic.com, making your music come to life. Also, Mojave Ampworks. Visit the Oasis of Tone at mojaveampworks.com. Find out what Peter Frampton, Billy Gibbons, and George Lynch are talking about. mojaveampworks.com. Go to OscarsGuitarShop.com if you'd like to show your financial support to the show and make me happy and let the show continue on. Tune in next week when we will have female guitar sensation and Tony McAlpine guitarist Lily Brosh, the sister of Ethan Brosh. How's that? I got the brother and the sister back to back on the same show. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. See ya. Same bat time. Same bat channel. Bye now.